Guess what? I'm gonna let y'all in on a little secret. I once covered my face in dessert. In front of a crowd of 50 children. Crazy, right? Let me explain. Hello, world. My name's Zephyr, and I had problems in middle school. Woo! Yes, I decided to purposefully embarrass myself in front of several people. So, please, stay. The stories are very interesting, really. Hey, you! I see you. Sit down. So, 12 years old I was, right around the time I was unmercifully yeeted into puberty faster than a cheetah in a Lamborghini. And of course, my parents recognized my sudden transition from little baby to larger, awkward baby. So, they enrolled me in a little youth group thing to socialize myself with the other big awkward babies. There were games like basketball, spike ball, and 9 square, like that structure with all the beams and the poles. That was usually blue for some reason. It looked like this. All the essentials were there, even snacks, like those boxes of varying chip brands like Doritos and Lay's, but by the time you passed the swarm of hungry children, only the sad little strips of imitation tortilla chip were left. Those suck! It's like trying to eat crunchy cardboard. I'm, getting off topic. This time, since it was the beginning of summer, there was cake and ice cream. It was some kind of little epic summer kickoff super kablamma-lamma-ramma thingy in celebration of summer. I was there with a small group of friends, and we were standing in the background eating cake, trying to start some good old conversation, since we were too shy to play the games. Well, here's where the story gets, juicy. In my middle school age, I had a bit of an interest on this guy I'm gonna call Joffrey. I don't know why, really. He was interesting. I think I just liked his hair, maybe his cool sweaters. Yeah, I honestly have no idea why I had the starry eyes for this dude. So, I talked about him a lot, awkwardly, and tried to socially interact with him a lot, awkwardly, and acted weird around him a lot, especially awkwardly. Yeah, I had no idea what I was doing, but I sure pretended like I did. We all know how embarrassing social awkwardness can be, which I've had ever since my age became in the double digits. It's embarrassing as heck. So take that awkwardness and multiply it by the square root of pi. That's how this went down. Not only would I search my brain for just a smidge of normalcy whenever he showed up, but I would act like my life was on the line and I had no choice but to let out the horrid jumble of weirdness deep within me. So whenever this poor, innocent person would approach, maybe even just 3 feet away from me, I would suddenly spill a can of soda on my head and slam my face into the wall. Yeah, I just forget how to person overall. Because what was I supposed to do? Be a romantic? Yeah, right, I was a child. So I'd always do something senseless under pressure. And when I started acting up around this random dude, things would get tragic. Drama spilling all over the floor like a sick bowl of hot soup. But this time, this scenario in particular was probably the worst of all. So, me and my 2 friends were talking about middle school stuff, and one of them brought up the topic of, you guessed it, boys. I decided, okay, it is time. This is my chance to spill the beans. Time to tell them about this person who I admire a lot. For some reason, my time of confession has dawned. So I brought up Joffrey and just started blabbering aloud about this person to them. I told them I liked his face or something, and yeah, I just repeated a bunch of cheesy lines I heard on TV. Because I thought it was, again, romantic. They were odd. I was so happy with myself. And maybe, just maybe, I'd finally have the courage to talk to him, and then, Joffrey himself showed up directly behind me and heard probably everything. I accidentally confessed to Joffrey. So I turned around and I could have walked away. I could have just laughed it off. But no, I squealed so loud, like 1,000 piglets ascending to the stars. Everyone in the room silent, staring. My palms were sweaty, knees weak, arms, absent. I had to think of something to escape the judging gaze of every other preteen in the room. So I thought of a quick excuse to go to the bathroom and hide. I shoved a slice of cake in my face. Of course, what a brilliant plan! And even worse, this is what everyone saw. It was unbearably embarrassing in the moment, but when I got to the mirror, I just started laughing hysterically. Like, what just happened? Maybe Joffrey might have discovered my ridiculous, embarrassing truth, but in the moment, seeing chocolate blueberry cake splattered all over my face was the funniest thing in the world. I think from then on only like 2 people remembered that, and everyone else just moved on with their lives, but now you can see just how terribly dramatic I was in middle school. So yeah, that's my story on why I covered my face with cake one day. As cheesy as it is, it's expected. When you're in middle school, everything just seems a bajillion times bigger than it is. I really could have just been sensible and just walked away. But instead, I made a scene upon a scene. But hey, at least it makes for a good story. I never wrote an end for this script, so I'm just gonna end it with this dog bark.